the American people are the only people that are told, go work super hard, go take a massive amount of your life, and we're going to take at least half your money. All right. And then when we take half your money, we're going to send it overseas, or we're going to mismanage it, or we're going to steal it, or we're going to funnel it back into our political contributions, or we're going to send it over here for quote unquote aid. Okay. Where's our motherfucking aid?
System malfunction.
You know, I gotta say, there are no lies detected on this one. I can't remember if I read it somewhere or some intelligent mind shared the news with, but they said, or I heard, that if you're looking to chase the American dream, and we all know what that looks like, eventually having a big house, a nice car, a white picket fence, and 2.5 kids and a dog, the message was that in order to achieve that, you gotta go into debt. And I'm gonna share with you the way that I interpreted that message. My brain sorted it out this way. But before I do that, if you can just do me a solid, I see a lot of people tapping into the channel, and I truly appreciate that. My gratitude is on high, but I have a goal that I'm trying to reach. It doesn't cost you anything. If you can just please scroll down, like the video, hit the notification bell, that way you can be notified of all new content that releases. And if you think someone else may benefit from this content, please share the video out to them as well. Now, chasing the American dream is actually chasing debt, because if you really just calm your mind and think about this for a second, this is the way that I see this game or this scheme. So before you even complete high school, your parents and your community are all telling you that in order for you to be successful and find a decent job, you got to get a college degree. And price varies depending on where you decide to go. I think the last I checked, an in-state college is going to run you about $100,000 to $105,000. And if you decide to go to a private institution, cha-ching, that's a big chunk of change. You're looking at about $200,000 to $230,000. If you were to go back just 40 or 50 years, inflation adjusted, it was a small fraction that they had to pay in order to get an education in America. Nevertheless, you go through the motions, you get yourself an education, you get out, and now you got to find yourself a job because debt collectors are going to be knocking at your door, wanting all their money back, plus a little more because there was a hefty amount of interest tied to that. But that's okay. It's a milestone completed in your mind because you're still on the way to the American dream.
I'm 33, and growing up, it was drilled into our heads. You gotta go to college if you want a middle-class job. And we even tell kids today, look, if you don't go to college, you might as well get a face tattoo. But it's true, 2/3 of all jobs in America require at least some college. This is the standard now. And that wasn't the case when most members of this committee were in school. And you paid far less for your degrees. That's not speculation. We looked up where the 60 members of this committee went to college and what your school's tuition was at that time. Even adjusting for inflation, college cost way less across the board. Chairwoman Maxine Waters, your tuition at Cal State LA in 1971 was the equivalent of about $1,000 a year. Today, Cal State costs well over $6,000. That's more than a 500% jump. Congressman King, right? In 1965, Congressman King paid the equivalent of almost $10,000 a year at St. Francis College. Today, St. Francis costs over $25,000. On average, this entire committee graduated from college 33 years ago and paid an inflation-adjusted tuition of $11,690 a year. Today, the average tuition at all of your same schools is almost $25,000. That's a 110% increase over a period of time when wages have gone up only 16%. So people aren't making more money, and college is objectively way more expensive. And yet many borrowers are still treated like deadbeats because the government has put their financial futures in the hands of predatory, for-profit loan servicing companies. Companies like Navient and other companies you will hear from today have a history of misleading borrowers and pushing them into repayment plans that in some cases have cost individual borrowers tens of thousands of dollars in
The
unnecessary.
next pinnacle is that you got to buy yourself a home, because that's just what it is. I mean, what is the American dream if you don't have a house? So your journey continues. You find yourself a real estate agent to help you find something of your dreams. And I'm over here on the West Coast, and I'll tell you right now, in order to find something decent, you're looking at least a meal ticket. Okay, maybe that's a little overzealous for your first home. You got to find a starter home, so maybe $500,000, $600,000. And keep in mind, with that price tag, you're probably not going to get much. You're going to find an older home, it's going to have no backyard, and your neighbors are going to be so close to you that you can hear them sneeze and cough. We know what's next. You got to find yourself a mate. So now you got to get married. You got to go search for a wedding planner. You got to find a really beautiful venue, because this is your wedding. It has to be special, because when it's all said and done, be prepared to cough up about $15,000 to $40,000. Now the wedding vows are completed. You've kissed the bride or you've kissed the groom. Now you got to get back to that new home and furnish it. So you need couches, you need washers and dryer, you need pictures, you need all the accessories to make that house a home. Hold on, not so fast. The American dream isn't complete. You need a car to get to that new job. Most people who come out of college don't have cars, so now you have to go finance a car. And hopefully your new bride or your new groom came with a vehicle, and I would imagine that they came with finance tied to that vehicle. So after just a couple of months, you feel like you're in your groove. Everything is just peachy keen. You're sitting on the couch one Sunday afternoon watching a game, having a beer, and then the mailman knocks at the door. He's just there with a beautiful smile, wanting to hand deliver your mail to your nice new beautiful home. And this is the moment reality sets in, because those credit card statements just got real. So we start tallying up the math. You got a college degree, and maybe your partner has a college degree, and all that debt is for you to share. You got two nice new cars that are financed, because most people aren't just going out and paying cash for a car. You got the wedding ring payment, you got the wedding payment, you got the mortgage payment, you got the trash and the water payment, you got health, medical, and life insurance payments, you got cable, internet, and electricity payments, you got grocery and gas payments, you got water bill and car maintenance payments. Now you lay in bed every night wondering how you're gonna make all these payments. The way I see it, this is the American dream, and you're right in the thick of it.
Where's our aid from Kuwait or any of these other rich countries to fix our homeless problem? Do you ever notice that none of the other citizens on the planet work so that we can have a better here in America? It's always the other way around. Why the fuck are we, the citizens of the United States of America, financing the well-being of every other fucking country in this planet? Okay? Until people wake up to that and say no more, shit's gonna continue. This land of the free. That's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke, dude. Land of the free, land of the motherfucking worker bees is what we are. We work. Government takes more than half of our money, and you say, oh, well, they don't take half of mine. They only take half of the rich people's money. Oh, really? What do you pay when you buy shit? What do you pay when you own shit? What do you pay on your personal property? What do you pay when you put gas in your car? Okay? And if you add all those things up that you pay, they're taking 50% of your money too. And they're telling you to work. The American dream. And then we'll take half your shit and we send it to other countries. We are the world's ATM. The people of America are the world's ATM. They need to get smart about taxes. Do you ever question why you weren't taught personal finance, balancing your checkbook, or taxes when you were in high school? Why isn't that part of the public education? Why are they teaching instead gender ideology and all this fucking bullshit? Because they want you to be financially ignorant so that you will go through your life not realizing how much they're actually oppressing you and how much they're actually stealing from you. And then they're going to tell you this is freedom. No, the fuck it isn't. It's not even close.
Again, no lies detected. The last I checked, you know me, I'm always scrubbing around Google, but the total American household carries a debt of $17.4 trillion. And I don't remember spending any of that money. And the average individual American household is lugging around a debt about $103,000, $104,000. But I guess it's easy to see. Remember that $500,000, $600,000 starter home you bought? The wedding ring, the wedding, the cars? It appears that this is what the American dream looks like. But think about about this. Do you ever really own that home fully? Because after 30 years of putting in all that elbow grease and sweat, you managed to pay the house off, but there's still property taxes that you'll have to pay in perpetuity. And if you miss too many payments on that, they're gonna come and snatch your house away, put it back on the market, and sell it to another hamster that is ready to get back on that wheel and start pedaling like his life depends on it, because that is the American dream. And you have to do everything in your power to make sure you don't mistake and fall. Maybe you come across too much of a setback or you fall ill. It doesn't matter, because no one's gonna come and help you. No one is here to save you in America. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've made it this far, I thank you for stopping by. If you can just do me a favor and click on that like button, that will really let me see your appreciation on my side, and it'll also let me know that you're digging the content.
We know the government is capable of stepping in during a financial crisis. So really all I'm asking today is, why can't we treat our student borrowers the way we treat our banks? Because 44 million Americans, that is too big to fail. Thank you so much for your time, and I will now go back to where I came from.
Yeah, maybe that is a good idea. Go back to where you came from, because I'm tired of watching Americans suffer, because this is clearly a download malfunction.
System malfunction.